Glenn celebrates the 4th of July with some huge pool party, to which I'm not invited. But in Chicago, where I live, we celebrate with backyard barbecues, hot air balloon launch, fireworks at Navy Pier. Here in New York, they do things like this. Yes, out on Coney Island tomorrow, it's Nathan's annual 4th of July International Hot Dog Eating Contest. And yes, that's that Japanese kid. He's hoping to gorge his way to his 6th straight title. Last year, he wolfed down 49 dogs, and it all went to a 5-foot 5-inch body. Still short of his own record, though, from the year before, 53. Okay, now, there's actually a professional sports league for people who stuff themselves with hot dogs, baked beans, cow brains. The IFOCE, International Federation of Competitive Eating. Ryan Nerd, you spent a year following around these athletes for your cleverly titled Eat This Book. Kobayashi is the Japanese kid. Is he going to take it all again this year?
Yeah, I think Kobayashi is probably going to take it this year. I mean, you got to think he's going to take it every year. I mean, he's the best eater alive, certainly in my opinion, the best athlete alive. But this year we got a guy named Joey Jaws Chestnut.
Oh, sure, Jaws.
You
Yeah,
know
absolutely.
Jaws. You know Jaws, of course. He ate 50 in a qualifier. So this might be the first year where we bring back the mustard yellow international belt to American shores.
Now, let me ask you something, Ryan. Do you really want to show off like that with 50 in the, the prelims? Is that really? Is that showboating, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. But, I mean, it is a little bit of showboating, but that's what we're looking for. You know, we're looking for some upstart to come and beat the master at his own game, to take Kobayashi and bring back the mustard yellow belt. And I think Joey Chestnut can do it.
All right. What possibly could motivate people to do this?
Oh, I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons. Obviously, it's a sport just like any other sport at this point. I mean, we're on ESPN on the 4th of July, and these guys train. I mean, that's what Kobayashi brought to the game was he trains. He gains weight before the contest. He gains 40 pounds 2 months prior to the contest. Then he loses the weight, and he makes $200,000 a year in Japan.
Is that because ESPN couldn't get curling on the 4th of July? Is that why they put this on?
I think I see what you're saying, but competitive eating, curling, paintball.
I know.
It's all sports these days.
Don't have to tell me I'm converted already. Listen, I'm a true believer. All right, now, do they have to do something? Is there some sort of technique to this, or do they, the question I'm kind of going for here?
Of course, yeah. I mean, with hot dogs, Japanesing became a technique in the mid-90s. A guy named Hirofumi Nakajima came, and he separated dog from bun. That was a revolutionary technique, counter to logic of what we do in barbecues. He actually dunked the bun in the water and would put that kind of bun detritus into his mouth, and that became a big technique. And now all the guys separate dog from bun. Some of the guys do a Solomon method, where they break the dog in half.
Oh, sure, the Solomon.
Of course, you know the Solomon method.
Now, that's controversial, though, the Solomon. Very controversial. Very
controversial. In fact, I mean, there's been a lot of people who've harkened back and want a traditional, just eat the hot dog and bun together, the way we eat them at home, and it's been very controversial because these guys dunk, and there's all this bun in the water at the end of the contest, and you don't know whether to count the bun against them, and it's been very controversial.
Ryan, are women finally finding their way into this sport?
Yeah, we have had some trouble capturing the older female demographic, but, we thought maybe we'd do some sort of cold soup competition like gazpacho, but we do have finally, there she is, Sonia Thomas, a.k.a. the Black Widow, the 100-pound wonder of the world. She ate 46 dozen oysters in 10 minutes, 65 hard-boiled eggs in 6 minutes and 46 seconds. She is just a phenomenal, I mean, she's basically a cross between Anna Kournikova and a jackal loosed on the Serengeti.
Yeah, she's totally Michelle Weepel. Ryan, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Crazy Legs Conti is a living legend in the world of professional eating, and you can follow his journey from fascinated fan to gladiator of gluttony in his documentary Zen and the Art of Competitive Eating. Now, here's what happened when he met his idol, Japanese guy.
I asked him about swallowing and chewing, and as I started to ask him a little more about the technique, he feigned like he didn't understand. There was no comprehension. I think he was stonewalling me. I think he's keeping the secret. It's like I'm at the door with him. I can't find the invitation. I was just in the presence of greatness. I was just honored to shake his hand. I'm trying to follow in his footsteps. It's the new breed of competitive eater.
Joining me in the studio right here, the man, the myth, the legend, Crazy Legs. Man, I just got to shake your hand.
Well, thank you for having me.
This is incredible. So now, what is your record with hot dogs?
My personal best is 22 hot dogs and buns. Kobayashi's personal best is 53 and a half.
So I don't know what can you do it?
Well, he's simply the greatest athlete in the history of sport. So it's just an honor to be at the table, you know, eating with him.
Now, some people would say Jordan, Ali. There are other names that come to mind.
Those are kind of rank amateurs, I think, compared to Kobayashi. Although this year, there are some American eaters who could possibly challenge him for the bejeweled yellow mustard belt.
Now, I want you to notice we have an EMT standing right here in case one of us should die during this competition. Have you seen people actually die during the competition?
No, actually, the International Federation of Competitive Eating, which is the IFOC, the only governing body of all stomach-centric sports, safety is paramount. So these are pro athletes up there.
Sure.
You know, nothing's going to go wrong.
Sure, safety first. Absolutely, I totally understand that. Now, how are you preparing yourself for the big thing tomorrow at Coney Island?
Well, generally, you know, I'm going to be riding in on the bus of champions, and with the pantheon of great eaters, it's already an event that, for most people, it's the most important sporting event of the year. I believe the secret is sort of mind over stomach matter. That's the Zen method. And Kobayashi and Sonia the Blackwater Thomas, Joey Jaws Chestnut, they found a way to process food better than any humans in history.
Why aren't you fat?
I'm a cross-discipline athlete. This year I ate 25 hot dogs and buns in 13 minutes. There was a grueling 1-minute overtime.
Okay.
And then the next day I ran the Boston Marathon.
All right, let's do this right now. A little warm-up for you. We're going to do 30 seconds. We're going to see how many you can down in 30 seconds. I may join you here. Not really a chance. All right, why don't we just get started? And go. All right, there's one for sure. See, he's got this thing with the water, and it's kind of controversial. That was a full Solomon right there. He cut that right in half. Look at that. That's incredible. Are you watching this? Are you getting all of this? Yeah. All right, now if he drops, you're gonna, like, you know, start doing the whole deal, right? Is that it? Okay. All right, keep. How many? What do we have? You know, I've lost count. Are you keeping count? No, the man's not keeping count, though, for God's sake. Okay. I got to tell you something, Crazy Legs. I've really never seen anything like that. I'm ready to vomit just watching it. You are an inspiration. Swallow? Wait, hold on. I think the man, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, we don't use the V term. We call it urges contrary to swallowing, and obviously that's disallowed in competition.
Right.
There is an eater, Dale the Mouse from South Boone,
Listen,
baked bean specialist. You don't want to be in the front row at a contest he's eating at.
You're right, I don't. Crazy Legs, thank you so much, man.